Welcome to my Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts vehicle compilation. I strung together several of my favorite vehicles and put them into one simple video. This one right here I simply call the tank. It's a beast. It's used every single 200 parts, and it has the three best weapons: the grenade eggs, the laser, and 2 torpedoes on both sides. It also has every single ammo, a repair thing on the back, and every engine that I had at the time. The next one up is what I call the gyro. It spins like that, but not only that, but obviously you can see I have weapons on the side. Runs out of weapons and fuel very quickly, although I have all of both. It spins rather nicely. It doesn't spin out of control unless you go backwards like I do right there. So it just falls over and that's it. Next one we have is what I call the UFO. It obviously sort of looks like a UFO, but I had to cram every single part that I could in there. There's no excess parts. That's unneeded, but you can't see the engines at all, or the Banjo himself. It kind of fly around. Doesn't float very well though, as I learned, I think. Yeah, it doesn't, but float around. Cool water effects. Wait for it. There we go. This one I call Seizure. You will see in just a second why I call it that. For some reason, if you make a vehicle like this, it does something really weird like that, but that's not the beginning of it. I go a little bit farther and that. It starts freaking out and spinning out of control for whatever reason. I've gotten to go, yeah, about like that. Kind of. And then once a part breaks off, it's unusable. It doesn't work. This is my all-terrain. This isn't one of my own ideas, but I took it off a guy on YouTube. I don't remember his name, but yeah, it's pretty much anywhere. It floats, it swims, it goes underwater, above water, and on land. It's rather quick and easy to use. It's very stable. It doesn't spin out of control all that much. And it doesn't go underwater real well, but it does its job. Goes pretty fast on water. A bit too fast, I might say. But it works well. It flies very fast. And then that's about it for that one. As soon as I remember when I changed over. This is the rocket. This is, honestly, in my opinion, one of the best rockets made. It looks like a real rocket. It flies like a real rocket. And, well, I wouldn't know that, but it lands on the ground real well. Although it breaks pretty easily. I added the spring so it kind of looks like, sort of, like blasting off, but not really. Put the gyros in, but it doesn't fly sideways very well using the gyros. And I jumped out for no reason. We go on to my Go Anywhere, or On the Go, otherwise. I call it On the Go because it has every single part you would need to make a vehicle in it. Besides weapons. It doesn't have weapons in it, but you can make a tank. I've done it. You can make a fast vehicle. You can make a plane. You can make a fast plane. You can make a tank plane. You can make a floating, a sinking, a grabbing, a whatever you want on the go with this one vehicle. It's not very good on its own as a big thing. I don't show you any break-us off of it, but it has all the good engines, all the good jets, all the propellers, and it has those 2 balls you can see on top. Also, it's very, very strong, utilizing almost all the parts. Next one is my blimp. This one was really difficult to make, believe it or not. If you see on the bottom, I am missing holes because I broke the 200 limit. Stupid, like, rare, putting a limit. But I got balloons on the inside, wings on the side, so it flies sort of like a blimp, but I'm just falling. This is the only first-person view I show in the game, or in this video. But this is one of my many favorite designs. I think it flies pretty well. So, as you can see, it doesn't fly completely realistically, and I ran out of super cubes, which really stank. So I had to use the light cubes on top just to make it realistic. This is the broomstick. It sort of looks like the broomstick in the final battle. This is the best job I could do of it. It doesn't fly real well. You need the balloons, like I showed right there. I crashed because I didn't have the balloon, but it flies rather nicely with the balloons. And then on the side, I put a detonator. Then just blows up and left with just 2 balloons. Rather nice contraption. Try to put it back together. Didn't work real well. So next one up is the disconnect. This is sort of like the one they show in the demo where it kind of breaks off and turns into 2 vehicles. This is the big one. It's not too much better. It's just big and faster. Or actually not faster, but this is the small version, having foldable wings, 2 ammo. It even has the torpedo launcher on top, in case you needed it. It doesn't have any wheels, so you have to be very precise when you blast off. Just hit Mumbo in the eye right there. So it's a pretty good vehicle. It's pretty big in the beginning, but it's good to take a lot of fire, but it's really fast in the breaking off part. This is the cage. This one was ridiculously hard to make. It was hard to not break the 200 item limit on this one. I have cages all around. There's not a single hole, as I showed right there, but it completely works just fine. I don't know what it's used for. It's pretty useless, but it just looks pretty cool, I think. And I didn't break. I had to use all sorts of different poles since I only have 100 super cubes. I don't know where you get the other 100, but this is a good one. It just kind of gets stuck right there because it's so large. It actually uses the beginning Humba Racer as the original. You can see it in the middle right there as the original blueprint, and then I added on. This is my flying disconnect. It has 2 turrets on the sides, or on the back rather, where people can catch in if I ever get Xbox Live and shoot away behind me. I also have torpedoes on the front and Clockwork Kazooies on the back. The back is really heavy. If it's got a lot of engines, and I just disconnected it. And the Clockwork Kazooies actually work a little while after disconnecting, so that's kind of useful, where you can just launch it at your enemies and it starts shooting Clockwork Kazooies at it. And I spend quite a while trying to look for it. So it's pretty useful. It's got nice turrets, not attack. Pretty slow with the back on it, but it's really fast when you disconnect it off. It's just a big weapon as a plane. It's pretty ugly though. See right there, I show off the turret. Although it doesn't have any ammo on its own. I should add one, but if you disconnect it, this is me showing all of my vehicles. That's the bomber I just showed. That's a defense. That's the chain. That's a triple disconnect. That's same thing as the gyro, same principle. That's the UFO. That is a cube. That's a bullet. You need to start in water for that one. That's the all-terrain. That's the on-the-go light that doesn't have any useless pieces. That's the blimp. That's the flying ball thing. That's a wall rider. Stays on the walls. That's a Specco Spy, because I needed it. That was used for my last battle, first time around. That's the broomstick. A Rofocopter, of course. A rocket. We got every engine. Sticky flying. We got wheels on all sides. We got an on-the-go, which I showed. Challenge, that was for the carrying. The first one with log. Underwater turret. Disconnect. And I just go through them real quickly because the last ones really don't matter. They're pretty much beginning ideas. So that's all of them in the beginning. I had a little bit of time in the end just so I could say that this video is dedicated to one person. His name is Connor Bradley, and he said that this game wasn't very good just because it's not a platformer, and I'm proving him wrong. And I know he'll get to see this video. So, Clam MB25.